Welcome to Morning Minutes with myself, Michael Burgio, Mark Novak, episode 1383, talking about the Novak difference. I'm back.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning, everyone. Mark, how are you?
Good, you.
Very well, very well. So Morning Minutes back again, 7:45-ish.
Yes, and for anyone who doesn't know, and there's plenty of people that do know because people have been asking like crazy the last couple of days, Michael and I worked together for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And he has been away from Novak for almost 5 years, I think 4 years.
Yeah, yep, 3 to 4. 4. It was just after the beginning of COVID. But put in perspective, we probably did the first 1,000 episodes together around there, Morning Minutes. So I've been away for
This
a
was
few months.
invented. This show was invented by us two.
Yes, yep. Me
And
in
you're
the
back.
office, you in the van.
Unbelievable.
Thursday
Now,
is back. Fourth day back. Excited.
First of all, for people who know of you and know you, how have you been?
Very good. Still healthy as I can be. Still got a bad neck for everyone who knows. But doing well. Excited for sort of the next chapter. As Mark said, I worked at Novak for nearly 10 years. It was basically my first and only job in real estate. I say basically because I had a job. My first job was actually the same as Mark's first job in real estate, Kevin Stacey, down at Mona Vale. So I worked there, I think, before I even had like any certificates of it, like real estate, just to see if I like the industry. I think a lot of young people out there, they like the idea of real estate. They see the agents, the suits, the cars, and like, oh, I'd like to give real estate a go. But when you're trying to get started, every office goes, we want years of experience. You've got to have these certificates in place. And good old Mr. Stacey was very open to having someone in there doing a lot of the mini work, letterbox drops, cleaning this, and then getting a bit of a feel for real estate. So I did that for about 6 months. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing real estate. Then you go to TAFE, do your certificate, do your license actually. And then got the job with you, Mark, started reception. And then fast forward, did a lot, commercial division, Morning Minutes. Yeah. So
It's exciting because you chose or it chose you. I don't know what happened, but you chose commercial. You chose commercial real estate to be your forte. So and for people that don't know, you won with Real Commercial Agent of the Year
Yes.
across the country, which was an impressive accolade. Now you're back. What's it been like the last couple of days?
It's been really good. And I think the best thing's been the customer feedback, where a lot of customers over the years got to custom with Mark and I as the team going out there, doing a lot together. And then when we weren't together and we're both, I think customers they almost had to pick and choose, and neither party was it wasn't the same separate, where there's just so much innovation on the Novak team side, the office. And then when I was independent, not many offices, no other office has the tools and resources for agents to utilize. So the clients knew I couldn't do the best because I didn't have all the tools. You've got the basic tools, but there's a lot of Novak difference, you could call it. And I just know initially when clients saw us back together, they're like, yes, we get the best of both worlds of virtually Mark and I working together. So we had that big planning night where a lot of clients came. So I don't think without that, like the clients I planned to see in the first month, I've basically been able to see in like the first 2 days. So that's been amazing. and all the feedback. And then the staff, there's still probably half the staff here were here, half the staff here were here when I was here. So a lot of familiar faces, same, but different. So it's been great.
Yeah, the A team.
What was that? Team?
The A team with the crew that are in the office. They're all still there, and like a duck in water, I have to say, it's like you never left, Michael. Back after 4 years, and like a duck in water.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Just like from the last couple of appraisals we did yesterday, just the flow. So, and I think it just reiterates I'm in the right place where I should be.
And look, people, I've got to, and this is a really good platform to answer some questions that I'm constantly getting asked. And people are saying, "How is Michael? Why did he come back?" Is people are saying, they go, why? So you're saying it's the, that having that a good strong platform lets you be better, even better.
100%. So it can be what I realized. The base, so if I will back to being back here, when listing a property or appraising property, a lot of the basics that would be included from, let's just say, letterbox drops, where you list it, you send them out, you sell it, send it out, and you've got constant, it's just like breathing. It's just part of the business. A lot of agencies, that's just not even in their top things to do. If anything, that's like a big marketing expenditure, or that's a big resource that can take a month to do, and it's not the same as breathing, as I was saying before. So even like a lot of people say, "Oh, real estates are the same," but there's just such a big difference. And I think for myself over the years, not having as much access to the letterbox drops, billboards, the technology side of things we implement, and also just having in the office, like most real estate offices, they don't have a coffee machine. A lot of time they don't even offer water when a customer comes in. And here at Novak HU, you've got the salami, the coffee shop. So just for clients, being able to invite them into the office, and they get basically the feel like they're going to their family member's house for food and drink offering, that's powerful. And it's powerful how that makes a client feel as well. So it's a lot of little touch points that are done here, which really add up over the months, over a campaign. So yeah.
And is there for people that are obviously in a position where you were 4 or 5 years ago with leaving Novak, now that you've been around the block, do you think to yourself, it was a well, I don't know if you call it a sabbatical, I don't know what you call it, but are you happy that you did that? Or, are you like, what a crying shame of those 4 years? Or are you like, thank God I did those 4 years to experience what I experienced? Are you a better agent for it? I guess that's two questions.
Yeah. If I take it from the perspective, I'm doing real estate my whole life. So you've got a 40-year career, and I took a 3-4 year detour to learn, to see how some of the other best offices worked. I've got to embrace it. There's definitely some habits I've picked up that will stay with me. Some great people I met, some great agents, and there's a lot that I won't take away with, and there's a lot that I will. So I'm definitely going to be a better agent for it. If I only looked at it from like the financial aspect, any agent tells you they move, you change. They're so it's real estate is such a consistency game. Like every day showing up, doing the calls, doing the prospecting, and whenever you go on holiday for 2 weeks or for 2 months, you change office. There's a disruption in that consistency, so that costs you money. So, but looking at a long term, it's definitely for the best. Better agent for it, better experience, and I think anyone out there who's had the same job forever, like I think we used the analogy, it's your high school sweetheart, where when you hear somebody say they've been with the same girl since they were teens, you often hear, especially on the men's locker room talk side, it's like, oh, you've got to experience other people. You can't just be with the one person for that whole time.
Yeah, it works for some childhood sweethearts, and it doesn't work for others, I guess.
Exactly. Except where I'm very fortunate, unlike a relationship, if you step out and meet other people, that opportunity is not there when you're waiting. So that saying the grass is the grass green on the other side. In the relationship, you can't really jump the fence and go, nope, not greener, and try and jump back. Yeah, you'd be hit with a baseball bat when you jump back over the fence. Where I'm very
Yeah.
fortunate that I was able to check out the grass, and there was a nice big door welcoming me back in.
Well, we always stayed buddies. Now, I'll ask an evil question. Was this planned?
No, like to come back or to leave.
Yeah. Did you go out work in the best agencies out in some of the best agencies out there to say to go out there, get IP, and bring it back?
Of course, that would make me look like a genius playing the long game. Let's go with that. Like you've got your 1 year plan, your 5 year plan, and 10 year plan, and I've learned so much from Mark, but I want to keep learning. I need to do something so drastic, and then someone threw out there, well, you could go work other places and forget about income for 3 years, but if you're serious about real estate, it'd be the long game. So let's go with that way. I still get my pens, so maybe subconsciously it was. I don't think I have it on me.
Subliminal. Subconsciously subliminal. It was all there. You planned it. No, and can you explain the emotion, because it would have been quite a emotional decision to, after 9 years, 10 years working with the agency. What was what sort of gave you that wriggle to go? I want to go try something else, because other people would be feeling that sometimes.
Yeah, and I sort of said it to you over the years. Like in hindsight, instead of leaving, I could have maybe just gone on a holiday for three months. I think burnout, if you're doing the same thing, we had some massive years. As you said, one commercial agent of the year of New South Wales. We had massive developments. So I think sometimes once you've done the same thing over and over again, you feel like a change. So because it wasn't necessarily work why I left, like something done here and then I leave. It was just more lifestyle, everything. So I think I often wonder if I just went on a holiday for 3 months, would if I came back from holidays, would I have stayed, or would I still wanted to do that move? I'm not sure. I've constantly thought that, but I think a lot of people could relate to that in their own lives. If they've been doing the same job for such a long time, it's starting to get boring or stale, and you're like, well, what else is out there? Sometimes it is good to do the change and something bigger and greater is there, or sometimes you're in a great position and then it's, well, how do you recognize the grass isn't greener on the other side? That's probably the big question I think a lot of people would be in with their jobs, going, well, would it be better elsewhere, or is it the same thing? Because if you ask, and what those people often do is when someone leaves the job you're at, you would then go ask them, well, how is it? Is it better now you've left? And of course they always say yes, because they don't want to ever say, no, I made the wrong decision, I should have stayed. So it's very tough for people, and I think you've just got to go through your own journey and look at it pretty honestly. And I definitely had that just recently, where you've got to swallow a bit of ego to come back, I think, from both parts, to be like, okay, I think I will be better there. So yeah, it's definitely swallowing a bit of ego.
There's a journey. Well, one more question before we go. When you got home after the first couple of nights, what were the stories that you told about your day? You know, where it was like the Novak difference. Where did you go, ooh, that was good, because, was it the event that we did, or was it what were there? I'm interested to know. Yeah.
Yeah, there was